Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on GTA 5 for some more racing on some custom circuits with some of the new cars actually. We are starting with the Sentinel Classic Wide Body, which is a cool vehicle actually. There's some exploring being done. Brazen's found a tree, but actually that's quite well parked from Brazen. Yeah, we want to cover DTM style. This circuit is vaguely inspired by the Norisring. Someone managed to climb up there. It looks like someone has. I mean, we're about to go racing, so we're not going to go and explore that part of the bridge. But there's definitely been a climb up the bridge that has gone on. We are off and underway. Impega looks like they are a bit stuck on the wall, funnily enough. Probably not supposed to be up there. You can tell it's another Pwn circuit because we have a massive bridge. You know, as all Pwn circuits must now apparently have crazy bridges. Now, the Norisring is not exactly the most complex circuit. There's quite a lot of straights. Then it all gets a little bit sketchy. Going down here as everyone's trying to kind of file their way into line. No! Okay, apparently these things are quite snappy oversteery if you're not careful, so that's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of slipstream going on. We've got a great run down here. Lado is leading the way. Ewan is to the inside. We're not actually going to be able to do too much in terms of overtaking. Oh, bloody hell. I mean, it's DTM, right? There's going to be some contact. It's touring cars of some description. There's going to be contact. I'm not going to have anywhere to go here. I don't really want to push a car into this section. It's thankfully wide enough. Oh no. And we're back facing them. Amazingly, after all of that, we pinballed around, we spun, we then got unspun. It surprisingly worked out okay, given everything. Uh-oh. That looks less okay. Nope. It's the... we're going to split the yellow team. It's the whole, like, if you're in a big enough pack of cars and there's a crash, there's normally enough crashes and enough cars going in the right direction that you eventually get bounced to point the right way and don't lose too much time. It's a weird thing, but it is a phenomenon that we've seen a fair bit with some of these races, especially on a track like this that's very fast. I think there's going to be quite a lot. See what, Blakey really likes being a motorbike through that corner. Blakey's about the only one that's been doing the best motorbike impression on that corner. I'm sure if we hit it hard enough we could, but we've got a good run here. Just try to find a gap to go somewhere. We'll follow Hyper, and we might actually slingshot ourselves into the lead of the race very briefly. There are cars to the inside, and we did not quite have the grip. Unfortunately, to pull off said manoeuvre, there's a big slipstream train down the inside. I had nowhere to go. We ended up giving our momentum to Liam. It just kind of worked. More shenanigans. Many more shenanigans have occurred. We've survived, though. Pegasus to the inside. Yeah, so it has quite a lot of grip. It's quite a nice car to drive. It does, when it gets sideways, it snaps very quickly. It does not take long for it to snap. Ewan and Liam had contact up ahead. I misjudged the time to duck out of the slipstream there against Impega. We are 3 wide into the hairpin. And that's a lot of slipstream into a narrow corner. That's an asking for trouble kind of a section. But so far, everyone has done a good job of managing to not get in a lot of trouble through there. We are going... Oh, bloody hell. There was just the faintest of contact. It was enough to upset the car, but we've got away with it all. All is fine. Longbow can have a look around the outside, and we'll get that move completed. We are on to the long start-finish straight. I mean, you've got a long time for slipstream runs to kick in, but there's so many cars. It's what way it's going to go is anyone's guess. I'm going to try to take a very tight line. We are now 5 wide on the exit. There's only so much room can be given. There's a train of cars up against the wall. Gliska's found a gap to go through as we barrel into the next corner. Sorry, Liam. Gliska's doing the motorbike impression this time around. It's manic, as you would expect this style of race to go. Gliska's got a little bit of a lead, but it's not going to last long, of course. Although no one is actually... I mean, that's a big enough lead to actually get to the line. Liam's spun off the nose of Chris in all of this. We will just lift and coast for a little bit there. There's no real space for us to go. Unfortunately, we've got a good exit, but there's nothing for us to slipstream from. Oh, Impega wanted that gap, and Blakey's going to follow. Hyper and Longbow are to the outside. That bump draft did not work whatsoever. I can't turn in just yet. There's a car alongside me. Oh, and that's a Gliska out wide into a wall. We can chuck it to the inside there, but maybe wasn't the best play. We've lost a little bit of momentum. What lap number are we on? We're going at the half distance or so. A little bit over. Well, it's a very different kind of racing, this. Well, you've got to get the brake. You've really got to make sure you get the braking right into turn 1, and that's actually easier said than done, because if you're the leader, your braking is actually a lot later. If you're further back, you've got to brake super early, because the slipstream pull you are getting down there is huge. So you've got to be really, really careful and really aware. Jeez, Chris just cut across the entire pack of cars. Brazen's being a motorbike this time around. I very much thought Chris was going to have a tremendous accident there. We actually backed off a little bit too much on the inside and lost a whole bunch of time. So yeah, we've got to be careful. This time around is a little bit of a different story. There's enough cars that the leader coming out of the final corner can't get to the line in the lead of the race. We take the lead back again. There's been a lot of lead changes in this, that's for sure. I mean, it is kind of, this sort of circuit is always likely to generate that sort of racing. We've got 4 wide heading towards our next corners. Oh, Chris is now going to try and chuck it to the inside there. That's a very tight line. Oh, we are out the other side. We're in a better position than we were last time around, that's for sure. The Lemon is here. Now, are we close enough from 5th? Are we close enough to maybe make a run to the line stick? Maybe, but we're always likely to run out of gap somewhere. It's difficult. I like this car though, I will say. It's a cool addition. It's nice having the kind of DTM style car. It's quite nice to drive as well. It has a slight tendency to oversteer, but nothing too crazy. Really, there's a gap, and it's getting away with contact quite well, considering this sort of race. This is a good race for it. I mean, they're getting tipped about a little bit. Oh, I mean, that was a little bit too much contact occurred there, as Klitschko would very much agree. Got a little bit too busy on the outside of that corner. Can I get slipstream off Longbow? Just try to get sneak a little bit of slipstream off Longbow. Oh, that's a big roll for Hyper. That is not ideal there. We are to the inside of the hairpin. See, the problem is we keep leading out of that hairpin, and I don't think that's where you want to be leading. I think you want to be doing the overtaking down this straight, because then you're in a good position for the run to the line. It is team racing, pretty much, as we head down the back stretch. Oh, the yellow cars are fighting side by side. Oh, Impega's in the wall. That's, yeah, less than ideal. Longbow's got a nice little bit of a gap. Brazen has got across to get slipstream from Longbow, that sadly has left me for dead. We will pick up a slipstream. No, that was my fault. I moved out without checking. We've got going again. We have recovered. We've fallen down the order a little bit. Yeah, I should have checked behind me before moving out. I was just, yeah, I just assumed we were clear and we weren't. So we managed to spin ourselves on Amy's car. How many laps we got? One more after this. It's not long to go. It is not long to go at all. Alongside the Nine Tails, they're up onto 2 wheels. We've not quite had the same motorbike antics as some of the cars have in this field. So, Longbow leads the way. Longbow's actually got quite a nice lead here. We've got a great run out of the final corner, but we've got nowhere to go with it here. Can we... I was going to give Liam a push, but Slipstream has died. It has given up. I don't know if I want to be on the outside coming down here. It might work on the exit if there's enough shenanigans on the inside, which there is plenty of. We've got no slipstream. We were tucked up too far behind Amy there to really get any slipstream. We've got a good run through the middle of the pack. It is Longbow to the lead of the race, followed by Lado, followed by me. We've got a good exit here, but we are on the outside through this next corner. Can we be close enough to Longbow to get some slipstream? Oh, Lado, well, there wasn't much room there. I don't know if it was intentional from Lado to squeeze us to the wall, but there certainly was very little space there. Lado took a victory. I feel like we're going to give Lado a penalty. No, we were all very wide through there. I think Lado was trying to just follow Longbow, and yeah, we were trying to hold that one. It's a shame because I think we were probably, if we could have got that right, we would have been on for a good. Oh no, it was Longbow that got victory. Okay, Longbow took victory. The actual during the race, it must have been very close. It was. Oh well, it was a fun race. I like the car. Yeah, definitely a challenge, that one. For our second race, we have got a faster car, which I could only go well. It's the Cyclone 2, essentially the Rimac. It's very... gopping is the best word I think I can use to describe the front end of this car. But it's likely to be very quick, which is going to be sketchy in these braking zones. So physics is not going to like that. Oh, and Amy's almost been punted off the bridge. Well, the game did not... That is the downside of the Ghost mode, in that it just didn't know what to do as everyone was popping out of Ghost mode while... Oh, dear! I've nearly cleared the catch fence as well. Blakey's upside down. Well, Blakey, we managed to right Blakey. But it was pointing the wrong way. But on the wheels and pointing the wrong way is better than not on the wheels. Right? I think so. We're in the slipstream of... that's not really working as a bump draft, is it? It was worth a try. I think it's slipstream level 8, but yeah, that just didn't want to do anything. Never mind. We should get a better run down this next straight, because none of these cars are going to have slipstream on pack ahead. Nope, the slipstream just... It weren't really in the draft for long enough to make that one work. We'll go around the outside. Oh! Gee, okay, that's... Sorry, Longbow. That's a little bit sketchy. Well, not sketchy through there. Uh-oh. Oh, Gliska has fallen off the bridge. Almost made it back onto the bridge. So, yeah, apparently... Oh, God, and there's been a big slam across the track. This is just very high-speed dodging of flailing vehicles, essentially, is what this has descended into. I mean, it's 15 lap race, but very short laps around here in cars this fast. Definitely a lot more difficult to race than with the wide body Sentinels, because these are just... I mean, we talked about this a little bit in the past, essentially, that once you get up to, you know, the really fast cars, they change direction, and like the slipstream runs are so big and they change direction so quickly that little mistakes are so easy to make. 4 wide for the lead is brave. Everyone makes it through. We're a little too deep under brakes, though, unfortunately. That was yeah, silly. We can all beep if we want. It's not going to be too helpful. And occasionally these cars do seem to get spat out of contact, which is often into a wall. Brazen's going to find something very solid through there. Amy is going to be to the inside. We will... Oh, give space. I'd like that outside wall. I found that way too many times. Whoa. Ugh. I think Amy was waiting. I don't think that was intentional. Just get the understeer. A bit like how I ended up squeezing Longbow. You just get some understeer, and there's not all that much you can do. Now, the hairpin, one thing you've got to be careful of, the kind of cut back to the inside line on that hairpin, very effective overtaking manoeuvre. The problem is, it's great if there's no one directly behind you, but if there is someone directly behind you that is... oh, the peg has a big slide. Yeah, someone is taking a different line through that corner, it's very easy for them to accidentally end up torpedoing you. So, yeah, there are certainly some risks attached with it. It is 3 wide for second. Liam is running away. We are going to try and sneak our way around the outside of everybody. No, didn't work. I should have known what Blakey did. It would have, you know, it can work, that line. However, yeah, it was too many cars around the place. Us all fighting 3 and 4 wide for second is not going to be... Well, I mean, it's good fun. It will allow Liam to get away. Briefly, well, we have been sent up the banking at the final corner. Whoop. Sorry, I don't know whether Amy got... I think Amy might have got hit, because that was turning up with an awful lot of speed. It's still only not even half distance, actually, quite. So, you know, we got loads of time to recover from from that. It feels like a long race. It's only been 4 minutes. It actually does feel like a long race because you've got these. You're doing so much in this race. These are so because they're so quick. You've got to be so aware of everything at all times. Oh, Impega's had an issue on the final corner. We are taking that wider line. Might be able to make something work here. I haven't quite got the slipstream. We'll just make it 4 wide down the start, finish straight. That's fine. No one's got any draft from the pack of cars ahead. We are going to be on a very tight line up here. You can make it work. That's fine. Actually, quite neat for us lot. Relatively neat. It's almost like we are starting to figure out what we're doing. I probably shouldn't speak too soon, though. Nope. There's the next corner. Everyone's got spat out sideways again. Yeah, we're not really sorting it out. Well, you know, we're getting there slowly and everything. I've got momentum, but nowhere to go with it. Can we push with these cars? Do they bump draft? Maybe. Yeah, bump draft Longbow. Yeah, that's 5 wide into turn 1. Ewan's backed out of it. Ewan wanted to do what? I don't think Ewan realised I was right on the bumper of Longbow because Ewan wanted to go for that kind of cutback line, and yeah, there wasn't space because there was an orange car there. It's 3 wide into the kind of chicane parts. Oh, we'll bobble that time. Not quite as big a two-wheeled antics in this one. Now, what can we do out of the final corner? Oh, Ewan's had a very big accident and Ewan's fallen off the bridge. Oh, Ewan's gone. Someone else went as well. I have a horrible feeling it might have been Blakey. Longbow's just got tipped sideways. Liam's turned up backwards at the hairpin. I don't even know how that one happened. A thing occurred. Oh, Longbow went to go to the inside of me. Did not realise Impega was alongside, or was about to be alongside, and they've had their own shunt. Oh, God, yeah. This is the sort of race that would really benefit from having a rear view mirror. No doubt about it. We've got nowhere to go. We'll just push Gliska. I don't know whether that would be to a victory if it was the final lap of the race. I mean, it's not. We've still got a while to go yet. I am a very long way out wide. A new mess was going to happen. No, dear. I literally couldn't go any more to the left there. I was on the wall. I was staying out of trouble on that corner. I mean, it worked. We actually did survive quite well through that somehow. And there's bumps and bumps. And not quite going to be a gap there. We'll back out of that. Okay. From this far back, I just don't think you won't get the slipstream on the final lap. You've got to be way closer. So the overtaking is going to have to happen into the final corner if it's going to happen. There's a chance you might get from second to the lead. I mean, there's a chance you might get from further back, but you'd have to be really all stacked up to make it work. So who knows? Who knows what might actually... I mean, you can plan all of this out, but what actually happens on the final lap of the race is always different to what you plan, basically. From third, this is probably not a bad place to be. And it depends, because the slipstream dies on you at the wrong moment. You are stuffed. It's good for me, because Brazen goes across to try and get the slipstream from me. Hyper's run is stopped. Hyper goes to get the lead, but it's after the finish line. So, yeah. You can get a run from a little further back, but it's going to be different, because I think there's going to be a lot more cars involved come the final lap. Me and Brazen both wanted to go for the same gap through the middle. Gliska is appearing. Impega is going to turn up soon. Who is going to carry the speed through here? We are going to make it work side by side. You can go side by side through that section. It's not easy, but you can do it. We've got to try and not end up in the outside wall. Hyper's going to give us a nudge. I like the bump draft. It's not enough to stop Longbow. Oh, I don't know, actually. That would have been very close. Again, another incredibly close photo finish. Had that been the final lap, we're still going side by side. A little bit of contact. Get off the wall. Oh, it's not great for me. It's just dropped us further back than we would have liked. It's definitely possible to catch back up, but we do have a lot of cars to try and get past. Oh, Amy's had a big shunt. Of their own doing, just lost the back end and the braking there. Once it started bouncing over the curves, it was all trouble. Liam with a massive accident on the inside that time. Haven't seen somebody hit that yet. Final lap of the race. Here we go. What on earth can we do? I don't really want to be on the outside down here, but it is the line that we are stuck on. Hoping for chaos on the inside. The chaos was on the inside. Unfortunately, chaos got us. And that's that. There was chaos on the inside. I tried to survive escaping that outside line. Sadly, the chaos found me. Yeah. It's a risk. It's a risky take running that wider line. The benefit is if it goes wrong, if it goes wrong for cars on the inside, you might be able to sneak past and make a bunch of positions up. Sadly, yeah, just was not the way. Is not the way we wanted it to go. But there we have it. Oh dear. There was some funny falling off the bridge. Sadly, things went wrong for me at the time where you just can't make anything up. You can't recover from back there. It was Lado that did take victory this time around. Chris gets second. Longbow gets on the podium again. It's been a good round, good race, good circuit for Lado and Longbow here. Ewan is fourth, had a hyper mute in Pega Amy, and I didn't have time to see the rest. Ah, bucker. Oh, the Cyclone did not go so well for me. Yeah, a different kind of circuit, a fun little track. Definitely has its challenges and definitely have some big old crashes with these Cyclones. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. A big thank you to Apone for building the circuit, and of course, thank you all very much for watching. But yeah, shall we have from today. Until next time, goodbye.